Hello everyone and welcome back to another Batman Miniature Game 3rd Edition Battle Report. Today for you we have 350 rep of a Batman crew versus 350 rep of a 1st Edition Joker crew, to be a little bit different. And we'll get into more details as we look at the two crews in a second. But thank you so much for your support on the series so far. Please do continue to show it if you want to see more, so know where to focus the efforts of the channel. And if you are interested in picking up some Batman miniatures, you can check out the Top Hatted Hamster using a discount code in the description box to get some money off your order. This is not an affiliated link, it is not a paid sponsorship, it is just something to mention for free. I'm not monetarily given anything for it, but it's a good way to get some miniatures for a decent price if you're interested, and in the UK. I don't know if they ship anywhere else, but if you're in the UK, you can check them out. Anyway, let's take a look at the crews. So 5 miniatures make up the Batman crew, starting with the leader, of course, who is Arkham Knight Batman, who is quite expensive but also quite potent, quite powerful. He's got the MK3 bat armor. He's also got a few upgrades. He's got the upgraded cowl, he's got the upgraded bat suit, so he's immune to crits. He's got +1 endurance. Couldn't fit in the Arkham Knight Nightwing, so it's just the regular Nightwing. Then we also have the Back to Gotham Commissioner Gordon, who is counting as a free agent if you bring Batman in the crew. He has the helipad, or heliport, forgotten what it's called offhand, upgrade, so if he uses his spotlight, his air support, he can shoot a sniper off the map into someone who's near a board edge. Then we have just GCPD Cops 1 and 2. They both have radios. One has medic again, I think it's the one on the left that has medic again. One has patrol training and one has sergeant training. So striking his best, well, what is it pose? This is the Joker crew being led by Joker when he's on Titan from the Arkham Asylum video game. This is a Joker that can actually stand up for himself in a fight. He's very powerful, he's got attack 5, he's got power strikes if you use a special action, he's tireless, he's dangerous. He's not really suited for 3rd edition because he doesn't have Chaos Agent. He is a Trickster, but he doesn't have Chaos Agent, so he doesn't give Trickster to his men. And in general, that makes it a bit harder to score his cards. But hey, got the miniature, just got the 3rd editionized version of his cards, so thought why not put them on the table, see how they do. His sidekick is Mr. Hammer, also from the Arkham video games, or Arkham City specifically. So he's dangerous as well, but not so much on the defense because he's only got one hand. Harley Quinn's Gatling Gun Thug, which is one of the most dangerous guns in the game because it's triple blood, 4 standard shots, so with the strength die it would be 5. It's imprecise, but ridiculously potent if it gets any damage in. If we just move Joker to one side, we will also see behind him we have some more of Harley Quinn's thugs. So we've got Harley Quinn Thug 1 with the chainsaw, and then we've got Thug 3 with the jackhammer, and then Thug 2, they're in the wrong order obviously, Thug 2 with the sawn-off shotgun, and then just because of an awkward number of rep left over, we have Thug 1 from the Back to Gotham box with his little stabby knife, and he's so tiny compared to everybody else, but he's there just to fill space. So here we are at deployment. The Joker crew is on your left and will be getting first activation. The Batman crew is on your right and will also have 2 passes because the Joker crew is 7 models to their 5. We can go over who has Audacity. Because there's only 5 miniatures in the Batman crew, obviously only one person does not have it, and it is the GCPD cop with the taser. She is outside of deployment because patrol training has given her undercover, so she can be up to 8 away. Batman and Nightwing up here in the building, and then we have the other GCPD cop over there, and he does have Audacity. Over here, Joker's crew, it's a death lineup over here if we come around. So Joker, the Gatling Gun, Thug, and Mr. Hammer are all in a line. They all have Audacity. Then there's just one of the henchmen at the back there who does not. And then the other 3 also in a line over here, only one of which have Audacity. So with that, we are ready to get started. There's no Phase 1 or Phase 2 cards being played by either side. So yeah, straight into battle round 1. So an awkward angle to start, but Thug 2, who was the only one with Audacity over here, decided to activate first for Joker's crew. He moves 8. In fact, all of their henchmen move 8, except Mr. Hammer and Joker himself, I believe. Yeah, literally everyone else is moving 8. So he moved over there, next to a lamp, illuminated by the lamp. He put down a suspect marker, except it's not a suspect marker. It is a turn 1 stinky fish. It does not look fresh, and given that the wording for this has not been updated, unlike snitches, it stays a fish forever until it's removed. So that is in play. He is illuminated by the light, however the only cop that could see him over there, he does not have a gun. He brought a flashlight to a gunfight. The Batman crew used one of its passes, so it was back over Joker's crew. Mr. Hammer activated, he moves 10, as I think previously just stated. With Audacity, he moved up, he put down a suspect marker, but it has become some Bite the Dust explosive teeth. So you roll a d6, it was a 3. Every activation after his, it will move a d6 towards whoever just activated. When it's reduced to 0, place the explosion marker over it, and any models affected by it suffers 1, and as long as it deals at least one blood damage, regardless of whether or not it's to his own crew, Joker will score this card. Now, the Batman crew can use another pass, they have one available to them, and they might want to, because then that would mean the teeth come back this way. So the other pass was used, so the Gatling Brute, Harley Quinn's Gatling Brute activated with Audacity. He moved over here and he put down just a normal suspect marker. The teeth then moved a whole 1 inch towards him. Worth pointing out as well, his Gatling costs 850 of your 1500 funding. So it's super expensive. It comes with 2 loads of ammo as well, so you better hope he gets a chance to fire it or you've wasted a lot of potential there. So now having to activate, Commissioner Gordon activated, he moved up to the car for cover. He used his tactical action to put down a suspect marker, and as you can see it has become a snitch. Now even if Joker was to run up the field with his 10 inches, he would not get within 4, so that is a safe cap for this turn. So that is in play there. But he also used his special action to do his air support. So you target anywhere on the map and it is eliminated for the turn with this symbol, or in terms of AoE. But he has his heliport upgrade, so he can pick one enemy model in the illuminated area, do a rate of fire 1 double blood firearm attack, which presumably means you get 1 dice plus the strength die, because otherwise the firearm roll does nothing. And you roll against them and see what happens. And he shot the poor Harley Quinn Thug 3, who hadn't even activated yet, got both hits through for 2 blood each. He's only defense 2. And he has 4 endurance. So this area is eliminated, and this henchman is a very dead and will not be getting a turn. Didn't score any cards on that, but did remove a threat that hadn't activated. I forgot to mention, but the exploding teeth moved another 1 inch towards Gordon, so in order to make sure it's scored, the poor Harley Quinn Thug 1 with the chainsaw, who did not have Audacity but did have a free manipulate that he didn't use, he ran round the car right here, ended his turn smack dab there, already rolled for this. It is moving 4 inches towards him, which is exactly enough that it's basically going to be right on him when it chooses to explode, and will hit him for 1 blood. And let's see what the marker here is. Not going to catch Mr. Hammer, even if it was even a little bit more back, but it will catch him, do 1 blood damage to him, but more importantly score that Bite the Dust. Nightwing activated next, who was up there in that building next to Batman. Base 12 movement, Acrobat makes it 13. Backclaw gives him 19 inches of any movement, horizontal, vertical, etc. So he shot down the table right into base to base with the sawn-off shotgun Thug. However, that was just to tie up his weapon more so than anything else. He used his tactical action to reveal the stinky fish, so it will not be scoring now. He is poisoned as a result though, so Nightwing has poison 1. This is now gone, and he is obviously surrounded by potential threats. But on the bright side, he is an acrobat, so he can use the dodge, and he does have combat flip to maybe get him out of dodge next turn as well. Be relying on getting first turn though, I think. The itty bitty Thug 1, who has had way too many drugs, activated, didn't have Audacity, nowhere close to Joker for an inspiration either. So he just moved his 10 inches and got into base to base with Nightwing. Nightwing is a martial artist, so it's not like it's going to do anything. But if he doesn't get activated first, he could always try and shiv him. And now, let's see, one of either of the GCPD cops could go, or Batman. And thanks to one of the thugs dying already before they got an activation, Joker's crew only has the man himself left, I think. Batman was next up, and he also used his Backclaw. He's much slower than Nightwing. He's 8 base, no added extras, so just 14 inches. He shot across the building though, right into the corner here, so you could see the chainsaw Thug below, who has defense 2, and he chucked his medium range remote controlled batarangs at him. 3 dice, 2 plus the strength die. Needing 2s, would have easily knocked him out because he's got 4 willpower, sorry. There's the roll. 3 1s. Snake Eyes, +1. So he did absolutely nothing, which is very disappointing. So Joker was the last one to activate for his crew. Incidentally, sorry, I misspoke. The chainsaw henchman has 5 willpower, not 4. The others are all like 4-4, he is a 5-5. Anyway, Joker moved up to his own suspect marker, revealed it, and in doing so, made it become a turn 1 valuable commodities. So Joker is now holding on to loot. If he or one of his crew is still holding on to it by the end of the game, so it's a long haul play, that will score for him for 3. And now it kind of looks like he's trying to bait Batman down to come fight him, which is fantastic. So to finish off the turn, it's just the 2 GCPD detectives. They do not have Audacity, but they do have radios, so they are inspired. So we can cover those last 2 activations because they didn't really do anything. Sorry, one of them did also have Audacity, of course. Only one of them did not. The lady who did not with the taser, she just kind of repositioned right up to the corner to hopefully come around there next time and do something. And this gentleman, he just moved up. He didn't bother putting down a suspect marker or anything like that because there was nothing beneficial to play to do so. So with that, we are at the end of Battle Round 1, and that does mean that there might be some Phase 4 cards. Let's see. So then about Round 1, there is in fact no Phase 4 cards being played by either side, and the only card that's actually scoring is the Snitch, which was down there by Gordon. So again, this is the old translated card. The new objective decks got delayed a little bit, but it reverts to a normal suspect marker now after this is done, and has put the Batman crew on the board for 3 victory points. There is no stun damage to heal thanks to Batman's stupendous whiff with the remote control batarangs. So we're just going straight into Battle Round 2 to see who gets Audacity and whether or not there's any Phase 1 or Phase 2 cards being played. So at the top of turn 2 we can see who has Audacity, etc. I forgot to mention a couple of things though. Nightwing did pass his poison check, so he did not take damage from that. But when he revealed the Stinky Fish, it actually triggered a so long it's been a gas that was sitting in hand. Just totally forgot to mention it. When an enemy model reveals one of your suspect markers, the opponent must choose one of their models, place an enemy suspect marker in contact with that model. So this is being retroactively applied because it was just forgotten about. That's 2 more victory points for Joker, and Commissioner Gordon now has an enemy suspect marker in base to base with him. So for the Batman crew, everybody has Audacity except the flashlight wielding JCPD cop at the back there. And then for Joker's crew, everybody over this end of the table has it. The 2 henchmen who are already in base to base with Nightwing do not, and it is Joker's crew going first again. So that might not be good for Nightwing depending on what happens. So the Gatling brute with his Gatling gun that could potentially do 15 blood damage if it all goes well, activated. He shot at Nightwing. Nightwing declared 3 efforts being used for Acrobat, giving him the dodges. So that was 3 dice taking away the strength die and 2 others, leaving only 2 dice that would normally need 4s because he's defense 4, but the Gatling gun is imprecise, so technically needing 5s because it's a -1 to the rolls. Whiffed entirely. No damage for the Gatling gun brute, so he retreated in shame with a movement action because he had Audacity. But that does also mean he's in a position where if Batman was to come down and attack Joker, he's in an advantageous position to try again next turn with the last of his ammo. Nightwing activated and attacked the son-of shotgun thug with his combo sticks. He got 7 hits through, I think. This is like 14 stun or something like that. The dude's got he's got 4 willpower, 5 endurance. So he's knocked out like 3 times over. Nightwing then used his special action for combat flip, which is a 3-inch move if you're in base to base with an enemy because you're kind of like flipping over their head. Made him end up over there, so thanks to him having no Audacity, he now can't hurt him, and it does put him a little bit further away from danger, although I think Joker could still reach him maybe with the 10 inches. So upon seeing that Joker could indeed with his 10 inches still reach Nightwing where he was, activated with Audacity, charged down the street into base to base with the former Boy Wonder, and he's using claws, so blood stun, he's got attack 5. Nightwing is defense 4 though, and in hindsight Joker definitely should have efforted, but all said and done, only the strength die got through for 1 blood, 1 stun. Nightwing did really, really well with his defense rolls there against the attack 5. The strength die only needed a 2+, so very unlikely that wasn't going to go through, but yeah, in hindsight Joker should have efforted there. Making use of his radio JCPD Cop 1, the guy with the flashlight, he put down a suspect marker for his free Inspire, and it became another Snitch, and it's very unlikely that's going to get caught where it is. It is in play till the end of the round. He then, for his only other action, because he didn't have Audacity, did a move, and he is moving down the street there towards danger, but that is to go for an arrest if he can get away with it next turn. Harley Thug won with his chainsaw activated with Audacity. He moved up, he put down a suspect marker, but it was not a suspect marker, it was the second, a Stinky Fish. So that close to Gordon and JCPD Cop 2 is basically just brazenly putting it there, expecting them to go and get poisoned by removing it, but either way it is in play and it'll be 2 victory points if neither of them do. Batman activated, and he has a bat cape, so he can just walk to the edge of a building and then descend without taking fall damage, which is what he did to go after Mr. Hammer, and he has sneak attack, so Mr. Hammer couldn't make effort, so he's dealing double stun, so it's not really a situation where you would want to. Mr. Hammer's only defense 3, plus he suffers a minus for having one hand, so all said and done, 6 stun from 3 hits, which is exactly enough to knock poor Mr. Hammer out. Oh, and also he used his special action for explosive gel, where you mark the lamppost, Sir Graying, etc. with explosive gel, and then in any other activation it can trigger it to explode. So this Sir Graying is now marked with explosive gel. So thanks to the various knockouts, there was only Thug 1 left to go for Joker's crew. He didn't have Audacity, but he was now close enough to Joker that he had a free Inspire. So he moved over here, he put down a suspect marker that became another set of exploding teeth with the second Bite the Dust. And he 2 was rolled, and that's very relevant because there's only 2 activations left in the turn, and it's 2 of the Batman miniatures, Commissioner Gordon and the other GCPD cop. So it's over to those 2 to end off the turn, but we'll stop in and we'll see where the teeth end up after the first one of them. GCPD Cop 2 tore around the corner into base to base with Mr. Hammer and used her special action to arrest him, so sadly he is not getting a good showing, and that does also finally score to get them off the streets for a massive 3 victory points, which is just as well, because although Batman's crew has been winning the war as it were, Joker's crew is way ahead in points. The teeth moved 5 inches towards her, 1 tick left before it goes off, and just Commissioner Gordon to go. So you'll notice the street is very busy with new icons, so we'll cover Commissioner Gordon's turn. First of all, he used his special action for Heliport again, lit up this area, targeted this thug, 2 shots, both got through, and finished him off with the 1 damage he already had. That was 4 more and he has 5, so that also scored a quick 1 point with a dirty job for making him auto a casualty. He then deliberately moved in such a way where the teeth would most likely catch him, and it did. Ended up there 3 inches, but it also hit the JCPD detective, so they both took 1 damage, which means that Bite the Dust scores for Joker's crew. But that also triggers the criteria for 1 good cop, Commissioner Gordon's card. A friendly model with an 8 of one of your models with the leader rank, technically both of them, but Batman because he's counting as a free agent, takes damage from an attack but is not made KO or removed as a casualty. That was not in focus, was it? Hopefully it will be in a second. Sometimes the camera takes a little while to warm up. There we go. So that has also scored. And that does take us to the end of the round, which does also mean the fish was not removed, so it will be scoring, and so will the snitch, but we'll have to wait and see if there's any phase 4s. At the end of battle round 2, Nightwing has once again passed his poison roll and will be taking no damage, and he will also be healing 1 stun from the stun damage he gave himself to dodge bullets. Joker will be healing 1 stun as well. Oh, wait, no, sorry, he had 4 stun on him. What am I talking about? Joker didn't have damage. Joker dealt 1 blood, 1 stun to him. So he'll still have 3 stun on him and 1 blood. The shotgun wielding thug did not wake up. Very difficult for him to wake up with such low willpower, so he's still unconscious. No phase 4 cards being played for either side, so we are just going straight through to battle round 3. So at the top of the penultimate battle round, it will be the Batman crew finally taking first activation, and both sides are playing a phase 1 card, and for both sides it is the exact same card. Both sides are playing their diehards, and for the Batman crew it will be selected that Commissioner Gordon must survive the turn, and for the Joker crew, they, for lack of options because they can't pick Joker, have picked the Gatling Brooch just because he's the toughest of what's left. So that is in play for both of them. Joker's crew only has 4 minis left, 1 of which is unconscious, so everyone who is conscious has Audacity. And for the Batman crew, the only one who doesn't is the taser-wielding JCPD cop in there between Batman and Commissioner Gordon. So, let's go to Batman's first activation. So he was down there next to Joker. Nightwing activated because he was in danger, and he attacked Joker before leaving, managed to get 2 hits through with his combo batons for 4 stun. He then used Batclaw with his special action because it's been a turn since he's done so, and he shot up into relative safety up here on the building away from any potential immediate threats. So there may have been a little bit of a whoopsie with placement there. The Gatling gun brute activated, and this is where he ended up after doing his move, but he shot first at a Commissioner Gordon who was illuminated by a nearby lamp, and Commissioner Gordon took 12 damage, so he is dead. He is gone. It scored just a paltry 1 victory point, but still, catch a bullet for Commissioner Gordon taking at least 6 damage. He took double that. That also means the Die Hard card is not scoring and will be discarded for the Batman crew. JCPD Cop 1 with Audacity snuck up behind Joker while I guess he's flaunting it for the Jack Ryder helicopter that's hovering around the level, and immediately arrested the unconscious shotgun thug with the arrest ability. Sadly, did not have a get them off the streets in hand to score, just wanted to reduce potential numbers, and once Joker turns around I think he's going to be very cross. So Thug 1 was the final activation for Joker's crew. He put down a suspect marker next to that lamp, and because the last one he put down there was teeth and obviously they moved, and then he ran his 10 inches all the way up against the building here for plots unknown. So, Joker still has to go for his crew, totally forgot about that, and Batman and also GCPD Cop 2 have still to go for his side. Thanks to being so close to Batman, she had a free inspire, so she just did a move action over to the suspect marker that was there, revealed her own marker to make it become a valuable commodities for the Batman crew. So she is now holding loot much like Joker is, and this was the last possible turn to play it because you can't play it in Battle Round 4. So if she or someone who picks it up after she gets knocked out is still holding it, that will also be 3 victory points for the Batman crew. So it's over to Joker for his crew, and then back to Batman for his. So Joker walked up to the poor GCPD cop and just clawed at him, swiped at him with his giant murderous tyrant-esque claws. 5 hits, got through for 5 stun, 5 blood, killing him. He's a 5/4 miniature, I think, and also scoring a They Must Know Pain for a quick 1 point for inflicting at least 6 damage of any type. Again, a bit vague whether or not it means you can mix and match like that, because he dealt 10 damage, but it was 5 of one, 5 of the other, not 6 of one and 4 of the other. But either way, we're counting this as scored, but maybe when the new objective cards come out, it'll be cleared up, because all you need to do is put like make the type plural, so it says of any types, and it would make more sense. Either way, Batman activated. He used his special action for his Batclaw to get right into base to base with his arch nemesis, the Joker. He efforted a full 3 times. Sneak attack was in effect as well, so Joker could not effort. Not that he would want to, again. And he went all out, and it shows because he did 10 stun damage to the Joker, knocking him out, and also scoring his unique card Back to Arkham. Make the opponent's boss KO or remove it as a casualty. Joker has been KO'd. That does also mean... Oh wait, no, sorry, he didn't have the Die Hard. No, he does have the loot though, which will now have to be dropped on the table to be picked up by someone else. But that does take us to the end of the round as well with this scoring. So at the end of the penultimate battle round, Nightwing failed his poison check and has taken 1 blood, although he healed 1 stun as well. Batman healed 1 stun as well. Joker has woken up, so he'll just be knocked down as we start battle round 4. And in terms of cards being scored, the Gatling Gun Brutes survived, so Die Hard has scored for Joker's crew, and also a phase 4 card, Stick to the Plan, for having the most suspect markers in play. They have 1, they have 2, and they have 3, whereas the GCPD are down to just the paltry 1 that used to be a snitch over in that corner there. So with that, let's jump into the final round. So at the start of the final round, everybody who's alive on the table has Audacity. No cards being played in phase 1 or phase 2. Both valuable commodities are still in play because it is feasible Joker could pick it up again, especially because they're getting first activation for the 3rd of the 4 turns. So with that, nothing else to be said. Let's see how this plays out. So Joker activated. He took some swings at Batman and did not get through his defense 5. He then retreated, passing over the loot where it was dropped in the process, meaning he picked it up again, and running over to this car, again kind of gloating. Maybe he thinks he's going to be able to fit in there and get away, but he does only have 1 stun and then he's knocked out again, so we'll see. Being the agile acrobat that he is, Nightwing activated and he flipped down the side of the building, into base to base with Joker, attacked him with his combo sticks, did 8 stun, re-knocking him out. The loot would drop, none of Joker's crew is going to get it, so we're just going to discard the valuable commodities at that point. And also scored They Won't See Me Coming for inflicting damage on an enemy that could not draw a line of sight to him. He was standing there, so he definitely could not. So Joker's Thug 1 put down a suspect marker right where he ended the last turn, and it's, as I hit the camera, it is his final Bite the Dust, and unfortunately a forward rolled. I'm not even sure there's 4 activations left, so I don't think this can score. Is there 4 activations left? Cop, Gatling Thug, Batman. No, there isn't. So I guess it just won't score, but it's such a shame. The cop holding the loot moved to where Commissioner Gordon was originally trying to get cover, put down the suspect marker. It is a snitch. Not going to bother moving the teeth because, as I say, there's not enough miniatures left that it will never explode, so it's just, might as well count as not being in play. The Gatling Thug is left now for Joker's crew, and then Batman. I'm not sure if either of them can do anything to score points, so I guess we'll do a quick check and see. So there actually was something for each of them to do. Gatling Thug came around the side of the building here and has put down the final, I believe, Stinky Fish, for it doesn't look fresh, and Batman can't get to that, so that's just a instant score there. And if we come over to where Batman is, he's just revealing the suspect marker, and in doing so scoring a comb through everything. And that does take us to the end of the game. Bite the Dust will not score. The valuable commodities for Batman's crew will score, as will that final snitch. Very curious who's won this one. So here is the two score piles, and clearly as far as on the table goes, the Batman crew were winning the war. But who won the battle? Because I feel like Joker's crew got a lot more high scoring cards, but let's see. So, well, maybe not at the end there, because that's 6 points right there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 26. Okay, that's a lot higher than I thought, actually. 26 for the Batman crew. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's actually 18. I just realised there's a card missing that I forgot to mention on camera as well, but they had another stick to the plan, which should have scored, taking them to 18. Yeah, there it is. I dropped it. 18. So 18 versus 26. Never mind, was not as close as I thought. But as at the start, Joker's crew was scoring a lot. Take away that 6-point switch at the end there, like literally at the last second. 18 versus 22 sounds a lot, or not even 22, it would be 20. It would have been a lot closer. So yeah, just that last turn swing. Did not expect the Joker crew to do well. First edition minis are not particularly balanced for third edition, especially when he can't give Trickster to all his people. And he is damaging. He got very unlucky against Nightwing, but his defense is only defense 3, and he's only got 8 willpower. Not desensitized, which I really feel like he should have. Although with the coming app that they're doing, that's the kind of thing that could maybe patch if they're willing to go as way far back as first edition minis, like Titan Joker. His massive, well, what is it over here? I love the way it looks, but not so great in third edition, which was expected, but it was just a fun little experiment. This Batman list I don't feel was particularly strong either. It was mostly themed around the Arkham video games, more or less. But, not the best Batman list either, but they did okay. There was some bad luck with card draw there for both sides, I feel. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please do remember to show your support, and we'll see you in the future for some more Batman. Until then, ta-ta for now.